had to guess. It seems to be about 4.8 or something like that. So it's.
I'm looking it up for you. Well, you keep talking.
All right. So it's obvious where the problems are. We've said earlier, Nye's not the issue, and it's the D coverage in front of him that is really letting him and the team down just now.
It's 4.27. We're letting average, which is the highest we've never been over 4 before in a season average. Okay, we'll get time to get that down, but 3.81 was the highest in one season, and that was guess when, season 3. At the moment we're scoring 2.73. We've never been under 3 before, so that's telling you a big story. But the one for me, and I know I'm digressing here a wee bit, the one for me that is a kind of stupid stat but is telling me a story is, as I said earlier, the shots. We are only we're taking 28 shots a game ourselves, but we're giving up 36. So that's a differential. It's actually a proper, if you take it right down to a decimal point, a differential of minus 7.2. The biggest differential we've ever had in any season is minus 1.05. So that's a huge difference. Now
that's a massive jump.
And we've only ever been negative twice in all our history, and that was season 3.95, season 1 minus 1.05, and now we're on minus 7.2. So we're giving up 7 more shots per game, which is just unheard of as an average. Now I know it's early season, and I know we've played a lot of games away, but even at that, it's just not. It's a weird stat because. And we talked about it last week, Graham. We said in our opinion, certainly I thought we were giving up a lot of inside shots. It wasn't like you could say, Ryan Nye's facing 45 shots, but they're all outside shots. They're not all outside shots. Our shots are outside shots, or have been, because, as I said before, we've been taking so much defensive pressure, and it's taken us so long to clear it. By the time they do clear it and go for a change, you'll get the icing calls are horrendous for against us just now, but you'll get Brooksy maybe skating it out, getting into the offensive zone, looking for somebody, and they've all went for a change because they've spent their whole shift in the defensive zone. That's the way it's been. Wasn't so much that way against Milton Keynes. I've kind of digressed a wee bit. Yeah, Stephen, you're right. Stats like that tell me we need change, and I know it's early in the season, but if you think about it, we've played 15 games in all competitions, and it's a 62 game season, so you work out for yourself, we're 25% of the way done, and the way things are going, we're not going to be in the top 8. James Patterson in that subject said, forwards are 10 a penny, good D-men are worth their weight. In his 8 years watching the clan, he's only ever rated 1. He never said who it was. That's maybe a bit unfair. I think there's been about 3 or 4. Certainly, you were talking about McKeever springs to mind, Wedderburn, Landry. There's another one, but I can't remember off the top of my head who it is now. These guys all spring to mind right away. But he's probably right about D-men, Graham. They're harder to come by, aren't they? Good ones.
For us, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's the same old thing, and it's what you and I were talking about a couple of weeks ago. I think the thing that pains me is that there was a lot of talk to begin with about building from the back, starting with the goalie, obviously, and you figured then that we would have, quite a lot of attention put onto the D, and then move it on from there. And something's gone wrong with the recruitment, not least because, as Stephen was mentioning earlier, and that we've spoken about often enough before, we're still short of D-man. And we're still short of quality D-man. I mean, this is what we've been saying now for 2 to 3 months, is that we're still missing a D-man who you would think would probably be a first defensive line D-man, authoritative, stay at home, would be the guess, and we're missing that person. So I don't know. I mean, it's everything that you've said already in terms of our D opens like the Red Sea and lets forwards come through, and as you say, shots from the inside and what have you. It's horrendous. We saw, although Saturday was a better game, we still saw plenty of that. And I think the team as a whole defensive unit, if you want to look at it that way, again, is not good enough. I don't think there's a lot of back checking going on, and the whole thing is just all over the place at the moment. And again, of course, the other question is it down to training and systems? Is it just simply a lack of quality of players, or probably more likely a combination of the both? So yeah, it's a big job to put right. There's no doubt about it. I don't envy John Tripp's position at all right now in terms of what's going to be needed to be sorted. But something's going to have to be sorted soon. But as we keep saying, as you and I said a couple of weeks ago, it would certainly help if we had a full roster so we can see what we've got, and we don't have that yet.
No. And it's now nearly November. Let's face it, we're a week away from November. Maureen Smith was next to reply. This was on Saturday night, when Ken asked if the win over Milton Keynes was paper in the cracks, or was it turning some sort of corner, and Maureen, she's not calling anything yet. She loved to be able to say we've turned the corner, but, and Clanman Al's saying, well, he'll decide after, Friday's or Sunday's match in Fife. Well, we got that result in, and we'll come to the questions after that as well. Optimus Kime, he was saying it was hard to say if it's papering over the cracks or turning the corner. I think we need to see a solid run of games where the team is performing well regardless of the result. Still, a win is a win. And he's also went on to say who's coaching the D this season. If it's Hartman, then he needs to go, as does this season's D. I mean, I don't know the answer to that, who's coaching the D. I think people assumed it was Richard Hartman last year, but I don't know if that was actually the case. I have to say, whoever's doing it, and if he was doing it last year as well, I don't know. Difficult one. We can't answer it if we don't know the answer. Proud husband and dad said paper and cracks, players sign not good enough. He said that he heard that Tripp wasn't the first or second choice for coach, and that tells its own story. You're always going to get a situation where you might not always get your first choice, second choice, whatever. We don't really know if that's the case with John Tripp. Certainly took a while getting to him, Stephen, so you'd like to think that maybe they did have a few options before they got there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we knew Finner was gone after the Dundee games, which was the beginning of April. Mm-hmm. I think Tripp was finally announced the end of May. Maybe even beginning of June. I can't remember. Everything just blurs together now. It's like time just flies by. But yeah, there was a long delay. It's not as if they didn't know what was happening as soon as the season ended, because it was a pretty definitive end to Finner's stint as coach. So I know there's rumours that we spoke to people like Tony Hand and a few other guys, and there was always obviously other rumours that but I can't remember his name. Just ignore me. There's rumours we spoke to other coaches. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But from all we've heard about Gareth and the way he spoke about John Tripp at the time, that he was excited to get on board. They'd been talking for a while, so it's. Is
this the same Gareth that said we'd all love Cameron Butt?
That's a good point. Well, he didn't say why we'd love Cameron Burt, so maybe he's a good chef or something. I don't know. It's definitely not his on-ice performances that we're loving just now. That's for sure. But yeah, it's hard to tell without knowing the fuller picture, really, isn't it? But you think that you would think with the delay in announcing him after Finner left that maybe he wasn't the first choice.
Ginger Paul, he thinks they're papering over the cracks on Saturday night. Still really unimpressed overall. And whilst changes need to be made, there needs to be a full roster before we can take another 3 months to maybe finally replace a couple. I think, again, Stuart, we're coming back to this roster question. They're talking. I mean, there's a guy on the forum trying really hard not to reveal who he is, but doing it in the same way by sides. I'm not going to get into details about who
it's a bit like not being able to work out that Clark Kent is Superman.
Yeah, he just puts a pair of specs on and thinks we can't recognise him. He's claiming that we've got 3 signings coming in this week and he's cast iron on it, right? I said we wouldn't talk about rumours. We're not talking about them, we're just relaying what's on the forum. He says we've got 3 guys coming in. But, we've not
we only deal with facts, don't we?
We only deal with facts. But, you've made me lose my thread now. We've not even got. We're talking about signing replacements when we've not even got a full roster yet. That's what I'm trying to say.
I've just realised I'm on the wrong podcast.
Are you meant to be on the Purple Army? Great British
I'm supposed to be on the Cheesecake podcast. Come on.
It's probably making more sense on it. What I'm trying to say is, we're talking about signing replacements for players we haven't got rid of, and when you don't even have a full roster yet. It's getting to the ridiculous stage, really. And I think that's what has brassed, and I was talking to you, Stuart, remember? Because this was about half an hour ago. This is what's brassed a lot of people off, isn't it?
Oh, well, absolutely. It's like, if we're at a stage where we've discovered players aren't cutting the grade and they need to go, you need to have a full team in and then be able to replace the guys you're getting rid of. If you can't have a full team in, how can you replace anybody that you're planning on cutting in the first place? I mean, like, there's all these rumours going around, like you said, and it's spread to a few places now that apparently we're getting like 2 or even 3 players in over the next week. And
well, see if we don't get 3 in, that guy's getting banned off the forum. Sorry to interrupt you.
Named and shamed.
He's insisting there's 3 coming in. I don't see it myself, but
the thing is, there's been a few rumours. Seemingly, we don't know where they're from, but there's a few rumours over the last couple of weeks have come from the clan. Like, I think there was like a Mark Fraser rumour or something like that popped up.
That was the one you get in trouble for. Well, I didn't get in trouble for it. We shouldn't have mentioned it, to be honest, because apparently
there's a few rumours, and like people are saying, "Oh, I've got a source," or "I've got, like this person told me," and it's definite, and then it's not happening. And is it a case of we're trying to get these people, and then it's not going ahead? They're getting a better offer, or is it just nonsense to keep us talking about something other than the fact we don't have players?
From what I'm led to believe, Matt Fraser's still available.
Well, I was checking in his stats and stuff, and it looks like he's unsigned so far. That doesn't necessarily mean we can afford him. He might be refusing us because we just can't afford it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
At the end of the day, what I think a lot of fans forget is it doesn't matter how good a player is or how much we want him. Does the player want to come to us?
Oh, there's another question. We'll go to that one maybe later as well. The thing is, there's supposed to be help on the way, so let's just wait and see if this all transpires.
I'll be ecstatic if it is.
Yeah. Well, again, somebody, this will come up. I'm sure I saw this on Saturday night. I'll wait till it comes up. Lord McGuinness, your competition winner. Burt yo-yoing from ignoring the puck, dawdling on the ice, trying to score. Let's see how things go with Fife tonight first. Sure, jury was still out after Saturday. We spoke about Burt enough. Lord went on to say better performance, but a tight finish. They looked more settled, but not 100%. The power play was improved. The power play did improve, and we took advantage of that on Saturday night. 2 of our 3 goals, I think, in the first period, including Brendan Brooks. He got a goal with about 30 seconds or less to go in the first period, which made it 3-1 and gave us that bit extra cushion. That's all fair and true. Leslie, at Mac 4 Leslie, bit early to say, at least looked like they knew who each other were last night. Getting back to the point, we're kind of getting to the end of what would have been a pre-season if everybody was here. And that's the problem we're going to have, Graham. If we bring 3 new guys in, and you're assuming that means 2 people are going out, unless to keep a spare, that's 3 new guys who've got to integrate with the other guys that have only maybe played a handful of games, who've got to integrate with the guys who've maybe played the 10, 12 games we've played. It's all getting a bit messy, isn't it? That's this point.
I don't see any easy way out of it. I mean, this is what happens. This is what happens when your recruitment is as wrong as it can be, as ours has been. Look, I mean, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, you can't talk about rebuilding the side for all the reasons that we talked about. But at the end of the day, we need to do something to try and correct course for the rest of this season, because if not, the attendances are going to fall off a cliff. We're going to end up in contention for nothing. And again, as I keep saying, for a team, a club, an organisation in its 8th season, that's not good enough by a long, long way. And we have a fan base who, by and large, want success. And yeah, I mean, I don't care. I just what worries me is our inability to sign players. That scares the hell out of me right now, is the fact that we don't seem to be able to sign players. We've had this problem going on for weeks now. We're still missing this D-man, as I said earlier, who ideally would have been with us for the start of the season. Why are we struggling to sign players? That scares me more than anything. Is there something about the reputation of this club suddenly that's made us the club that you don't want to come to? Are we not paying enough money? to sign anything remotely near the sort of quality that we want to see.
There's something happened, ruined the reputation.
Exactly. Happened. I mean,